Hey everybody, it's Paul here from my channel, Better Call Paul, and today I'm extremely excited. It's day 28 of my 30-day challenge, so I'm almost at the end. That's my challenge for anybody who doesn't know was to do 30 ETFs in 30 days for the month of November. Anyways, guys, I'm really excited because today also we're talking about a covered call ETF. It is a Canadian listed one, but there's nothing to say that there couldn't be a US version of this. Also, the fact that it really proves without a shadow of a doubt that covered call ETFs work. Okay, despite any videos that anybody's putting out trying to say that they don't work. And this one hasn't been around for a month or 2 months or 6 months. It's been out for years now. So, the longer that it's out, the more proof that we have that it works. So, guys, today I'm going to talk about HYLD from Hamilton. So this was launched sometime in 2022. And so now it's been out for a little over 3 years. And we have some data, okay, to back up how well it's done. But we have to remember that it came out with a certain set of holdings because it is an all-in-one, a fund of funds. And it came out with the underlying holding ETFs were basically US based. And then HYLD decided to create their own series of ETFs to put into HYLD. And so that was kind of like the second version of HYLD. And just recently, they made a few small changes to it. And we'll go over those changes when we look at the holdings today. All right, so we're going to jump into the website and we're going to take a look at this ETF that's been, as far as I'm concerned, it's been as good as gold. The Hamilton Enhanced US Covered Call ETF. Okay, the ticker, as we know, is HYLD. All right, let's just quickly go over the fund objective. The fund seeks to provide attractive monthly income and long-term capital appreciation from a diversified, multi-sector portfolio of primarily covered call ETFs, primarily focused on the US. So let's come down here. So you can see right now the NAV is $14.96 and the yield is a little over 12%. I think this is a fantastic yield. This is one of your ETFs that you want to build your base, right? You want to, this is a foundational ETF that you can hold in your portfolio. We can see that the 1 year total return, and this is including dividends, is 25.9%. 3 years is 23%. Now, since inception, it's only 11.5%, but we're going to take a look at why that is a little bit later on in the video. For right now, we'll take a look at the sector allocation. You can see that it's got technology, healthcare, consumer discretionary, financials, communications, industrial, consumer staples, energy, utilities, real estate, materials. So it's got a little bit of everything, all right? Now, this is basically what it's holding. Okay, you can see here it's got SMAX, which is the Hamilton US Equity Yield. This is their Maximizer series. So it's got QMAX, which is technology. You have FMAX, so you got your financials. Now, this is one of the new ones. I believe HYLD used to have some bonds in it, and they've taken the bonds out and they added in S-Day from their DayMax series. I really like S-Day and also Q-Day. I like both of them. LMAX is their healthcare. AMAX, you got gold in here. EMAX, you got energy, and RMAX, you have REITs. So I think this is fantastic. This portfolio is great. Gives you instead of buying these individually, you get them all in one. You can see the inception date was February 4th, 2022, and for everybody who knows, 2022 was a really bad year. So unfortunately, they kind of launched maybe at a bad time. Okay, so the only other thing I want to look at is the distributions. So we're going to take a look at the distributions, and I started here. We're on the fourth page. So you can see the distributions were at 14 cents, but then it dropped down to 12 cents. All right. And, a lot of people, including myself, were not happy about that at the time. We didn't really understand. But, better than paying out premiums that they can't afford, they reduced the distribution, right, to be responsible. And then, as you can see, as they improved this fund, Eventually, they started increasing it again, right? To 12.10 and then to 13.10, then to 13.8 and then 14.3, okay? And now we are then to 14.5. You see very, very minimal increments, but right now it went to 14.7. Now look at, we're at 15.30. So it's amazing, right? You just keep getting small raises as time goes on. Okay, here we are in my Wealth Simple account. So you can see that I do actually own HYLD. I usually try not to talk about ETFs that I don't own. So I'm not just, discussing things without really having experienced them. So you can see right now that the 3 month is 9.14%. Now, if you look at the 5 year, you'll see what I'm talking about, right? In the beginning, when it launched, okay, at $16, people like myself bought a lot of HYLD in the beginning. And unfortunately, in 2022, you can see that it went down a lot. Okay, it went down to went down to $11. I think it might have even went lower than that at one point. But anyways, if you stuck with HYLD, okay, you can see that it slowly started to improve, okay, and just kept getting better, right, and better over time. And then, of course, we all know what happened in April of 2025, Liberation Day, dropped down again. You have to realize these are buying opportunities, right? So it dropped down again, and now here we are, and it's up to 15.16, right? So myself personally, I had bought originally in when it was $16, excuse me, and I continued buying to get my average price down to 13.40. And so now I am up 13% just in unrealized gains, which is fantastic. So guys, just in 2025 alone, I have received, if you include December's distribution, I will get, hold on a sec. Anyways, guys, right now I'm at $1,573. So I'll get another $153 next month. And that's just over 12% yield on my cost. Plus, you can see that I'm up 13%. So if you put the two together, that is the 25% gain in the past year. So HYLD started off, unfortunately, at a bad time in 2022. The underlying positions were okay, but not great, and they were all US based, so there was extra fees. So eventually, Hamilton replaced all of them. We got the second version of HYLD. It started to improve and do better. As you can see, the distributions are increasing. Now they've taken out the bonds and they've put in S day and Q day. So as far as I'm concerned, this is now an even better fund than it was before. I would like to personally add to my position, but I'm kind of waiting for, the big crash that everybody's talking about, or the correction or the recession. And if it get down back to about $12 a share, maybe between 12 and 13, I will definitely be buying as much HYLD as I personally can. But once again, guys, not financial advice, okay? If you don't own HYLD, do your own research, go on their website, read about it, try to understand exactly what it is and how it works, because you go down, right? And, everybody's happy when distributions are going up, but as soon as they start going down, everybody panics, right? You can't panic. There are fluctuations in the market. Share price is going to go up. Share price is going to go down, okay? So not financial advice. Please do your own research. If you have HYLD, don't buy or sell it based on anything I've said in this video, okay? Just make sure that what you buy works for your portfolio, right? Everybody has different goals in mind, okay? I know what my goals are. You have to know what your goals are, right? I'm just bringing to you some ETFs that I hold in case you don't know what they are, and you can take a look at them and see if maybe they will help you as you're, moving into retirement or building a portfolio for retirement, and you want to collect the income the way that I do. All right, guys. So 2 more days, I believe, after this one, and that'll be it for November. And then we're going to jump into some new stuff for December. All right. So I hope everybody had a great day, and until tomorrow, bye for now.